out to all little bros out there. Y'all be safe, man. Might not be my blood, but you my little bro. Care about you, so I really gotta let you know. The streets foul, man, gotta reap what you sow. There's grown men out here grown that never grow. Lil' bro, might not be my blood, but you my little bro. Care about you, so I really gotta let you know. The streets foul, man, gotta reap what you sow. There's grown men out here grown that never grow. Lil' bro, turn on the news, another kid got shot.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode of How to Beat the Streets podcast. Yeah. Oh, man. Now, today's a very special day. I got a very special guest in the building. She's an actress, singer, songwriter. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the talented Monia. There she go.
Thank you. Wow.
How you feeling today?
I feel great. I'm blessed and I'm thankful.
That's what's up. So here on the show, we always get started with a quote. The quote we got for you today is, "There's no such thing as a great talent without great willpower." What does that quote mean to you?
Wow. That quote is exactly what it says is what it means. You can be the most talented person in the room, but if you have no willpower and you have no drive or ambition, no one will know.
Right. What is willpower for those that might not, be familiar with that word? What does it mean to you?
To me, willpower is the drive. When you wake up every day and you say, okay, I have a goal, and it doesn't matter what is going on, whatever distractions is going on, it doesn't matter. I'm going to get to that goal,
right,
regardless. And that's having willpower. That's right. That means that power is all in you. You know what I mean? Because you're the one that controls that. You know what I mean?
Willpower, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Now, where you from and what's your name? Let the people know.
Okay, so my name is Monia Amore. It gets tricky because it's spelled Monia, but it's Monia Amore. I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
Ooh, I gotta drop the bomb from Brooklyn. Gotta drop the bomb. Big Brooklyn.
Shout out to Brooklyn.
Okay.
Yeah, Brooklyn made me.
Now, the name of this show is called How to Beat the Streets. Mm-hmm. And before we even kick off all of the amazing things that you got going on, how was you able to beat Brooklyn, New York? It's a lot that especially during that classic era of Brooklyn, you had to go through a lot. You had to see a lot. Or maybe you didn't.
Well, Brooklyn is definitely a rough borough. I mean, like the Bronx and all the boroughs in New York. But yeah, Brooklyn is a different animal. And you growing up, I definitely seen a lot, seen things that I probably shouldn't have seen, been in spaces that I probably shouldn't have been in spaces. But it's all part of life and growing up. I think that when I was younger, I was very quiet and had a very tough exterior, if you will.
That's what they say about Brooklyn girls.
Yeah, I didn't really start anything, but I was gonna finish it. You know what I mean? And there were a lot of things when I was younger. I was my mom passed away when I was like my last year of high school, and prior to that, she kept me very close to her, very guarded, and so when she was gone, my dad left, and I was just thrown to the wolves. So Brooklyn has a special place in my heart because it taught me a lot. It taught me how to maneuver, maneuver in a space where the wolves were out. You know what I mean?
Yes. Man, definitely, want to send our condolences. And
thank you.
We do have a lot of people that watch the show who also lost parents growing up. Mm-hmm. So can you just share maybe one or two gems on how you was able to navigate after losing your mom, or what did you do to kind of push past that to stay focused?
I stayed close to God. I have my own relationship. Not really a religious person, but I have my own relationship, and I talk to him, 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 because I wouldn't have got through it. Mm-hmm. She's all I had, her and my dad. And the thing is, my mom and my dad, I grew up in a two-family household. So I didn't have the same struggles that other persons, but we had different struggles. You know what I mean? Not a lot of money, but she did. She worked her behind off. She worked and they provided what they could, and I kind of miss those days. I know it sounds funny. It's just because in those days you used your resources.
Mm-hmm.
You used what you had to get to where you wanted to go. And that sparked creativity. And I think a lot of people miss that now. A lot of the kids now, everything is kind of given to them. You know what I mean? You don't have any struggle, you can't appreciate a lot of stuff.
I got a lot of kids that watch this show too, so they ain't gonna like when they hear that.
Oh, listen. Truth is the truth. Truth is the truth is the truth, as my mom used to say. You know what I mean?
All right, so if you could, give us one song, maybe like from a famous artist out there or a classic song that could kind of like sum up your life story. If you could think of one song.
One song?
You probably got a few, but
one song. Wow, that's a good question. I'm gonna have to come back to that one.
You gonna come back to that. I always make people think when it come down to that song, but I just think it's dope for the viewers to kind of like go back, listen to the interview, and then go check out that song after they watch the whole interview, and they be like, oh, I see why she chose that particular song. So don't forget that.
You know what?
Come back.
At the end of the day, by Monia Amore.
Make sure y'all go check that out.
Yeah.
That's actually one of my favorite joints. Speaking of your song, how did you start singing? When did that start?
Oh, wow. I've been singing since a baby. My first record. So my parents, okay, so let me start from here. There's a huge age gap between myself and my older sisters and brothers because my mom didn't even know that she could still get pregnant at the time. So my parents are older. My brothers and sisters are a little bit older than me. And I grew up in a musical family. So my mom sang, my father was in a group called Elements of Life. Shout out to Elements of Life. My uncle still survived. So shout out to him. And they would always come over to the house singing, partying, and we had records beyond records. And if I was good, I was able to play the record player. That was my gift. And I came across a young lady by the name of, oh my God, really?
She gonna be like, how did you forget my name?
Stacy Lattisaw. Goodness gracious. Sorry.
What's up, Stacy?
Charge it to my head. Stacy Lattisaw had a song called Let Me Be Your Angel. And I would play my records. I had like a step ladder that I used to climb up on. I'd put the records on and then climb down the step ladder. And there was a mirror right in our living room. And I would just be in the mirror and I'm like doing the video to it, not knowing what videos are at the time, but I'm just like singing, let me be your, like I was just going. And to me, that song resonated with me. From there, I just kept exploring. I was just making sure that I was good. I was a good kid, you know what I mean? Because I needed to play my records.
Right. That was dope.
Yeah. And so that's how I went through all the old records that my parents had, and I just fell in love with music.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now, we love to give gems to everybody that watch this show. So, what's something that you do to perfect your craft as far as singing?
Exercise. Your voice is a muscle, and if you don't use it, you lose it. So I definitely exercise my voice. I exercise my body as well because you have to be fit. You got to have breath control. It's a lot that comes with it. A lot of people think you just open your mouth up and start singing. And some people are blessed with natural talent. But, it takes work when you're out here doing it every single day,
What's that breath control technique?
Breath control? Oh, there's a lot of techniques. But one of the techniques that I learned in school was you hold your breath for 10 minutes and then you let it out slowly. But you count to 10 as you're letting it out as well. That helps you in swimming and running and walking up the stairs or whatever your challenge is. You know what I mean?
She's giving out gems, ladies and gentlemen. I hope y'all listening. Now, if they must be living under a rock, but for someone who's just hearing you, What song should they start with?
My first single was "Insecure." It was a song that I wrote with a young man named Smith Street, and it was featuring Murder Mook, which some of the kids might know.
Salute, Harlem.
Yeah. And that was my first one. So you'd start off with that, and then it goes on. Birthday Girl. At the end of the day, I have a few, and I have some more coming out in the new year. So
I remember when you came to something I had in Harlem and you performed Birthday Girl. You had it lit in there.
Yeah.
So if it's your birthday, make sure y'all go check that out.
Yeah, this was before everybody had a birthday song, by the way.
Now, just reflecting on your career so far, what's like one of the highlights, one of those moments where you was like, man, I'm enjoying this space right now.
Wow. One of the highlights is being able to perform behind Michael Jackson.
Whoa,
Yeah,
whoa.
a lot of people won't be able to say that.
You gotta give us that story.
So definitely. Okay, so I'll make it the short version. I was slated to go to work, and a colleague of mine called me and said, "Hey, I have this gig that I'm supposed to do, but I can't go. I have to do this. I have to go to Italy." And she was a singer. She sang classical music, opera. And she's like, "I got a gig at Madison Square Garden." And I was like, "Eh." I said, with who? And she said, "I think it's Michael Jackson." I was like, "Yeah, okay." Yeah, okay. That's what you think? Because a lot of times in this profession, there's referrals. And somebody will say, "Listen, I got a gig. Go over there and figure it out." And you kind of find out when you get there, like, what's going on. So I get there, and I get to work, and I said, "Well, I got to work today. Sorry, can't do it." She's like, "Oh, okay." So I get to work, and I'm like, "Yeah, I was supposed to sing behind Michael Jackson today." And they were like, my boss was like, "Are you crazy? What do you get if you don't get out of here?" And this time I was working in the Bronx in Castle Hill. Okay. So she was like, "You got to get out of here. I don't know what's wrong with you, but you better go." So I left. I had just gotten the job, so I was just like, I don't want to see. And that's a valuable lesson, boys and girls. Like, you know, if you have a job and they no longer want you, it doesn't matter what's going on in your life, what bills you got, what kids you got, and you get fired and they move on. So follow your dreams. I'm not saying quit your job or anything like that. I'm just saying, if you ever come through a crossroads and you got to pick, then you better get sick real quick.
that was like the nice way of saying,
yeah,
man, F your job.
Right. So anyway, I left. I went down to Madison Square Garden, and it was and Michael Jackson, and along with Whitney Houston, Deborah Cox, Missy Elliott, Usher, Chris, what's his name? Not Chris Rock, Chris Tucker, and a host of, Mom and Dad was there. Mom and Joe Jackson was there.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. And I met so many wonderful people. Luther, Gladys Knight. Oh, it goes on and on and on. And, yes, there's a 35th anniversary. You can see that. You can look that up. Wow. That's when Michael split his pants on. A lot of people don't know. He split his pants when he was doing a little twirl on stage. And, he just kept on going because that's what you do. You know what I mean?
Is there any other celebrities out there that you work with?
Smooth. You had a guest.
Smooth B.
He was on your show. Smooth is on my latest single, At the End of the Day. He's featured on it. The legendary Smooth B. Shout out to him.
Salute.
And he blessed me with a verse on my song.
That's dope.
And I appreciate you immensely, brother.
Now, we talked about songs. What about music videos? Is there like a favorite music video of yours that you want people to make sure they check out all of them? But this one right here, this is my joint.
Well, it would probably be At the End of the Day, because there was a lot of, I really sat down. When we did Insecure, we kind of was just like, you know what? This is nice. Let's shoot something right here. You know what I mean? Let's get a shot right here. When we did At the End of the Day, I actually sat down and planned it, and I said, this is what I want. If you watch the video, it starts in the beginning of the day. It goes with me throughout all the things that I do in a day.
That's fine.
And then, when I get back when I get back home, and I'm like beat but blessed, you know what I mean? And that one is a doozy.
That's the one. Make sure y'all go check that out, ladies and gentlemen. Now, when it comes down to writing music, you know, you're a songwriter.
Yes.
What's your creative process like?
Wow. Sometimes I can hear a beat and then I just flow with it. I might not have any words. I just might hum a little, you know, something like that. Or I get an idea in my head. You know, people don't talk about this, and then I'll write it. So I can write with the music or without music, but that's pretty much the process. And then I record it. I record my hums or whatever on my phone, and then I make it into something later. You know.
All right. Now, you know, a lot of people, they always reflecting on what's going on now in music, and you know, people complain and got a lot to say about music these days. What's your take on music right now? And let's just talk R&B, because I know you into R&B.
R&B. I think that music is expression, and if right now people are feeling that this is the way that they can effectively express themselves. So whatever the genre, whatever type of music or whatever type of R&B that they feel, what am I trying to say? However it comes out is what they meant to express.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't say, you know, some things I like, some things I don't. I keep it real. But I just won't listen to that. I'll listen to what I like to listen to. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
I don't, no judgment, because, you know, I know as an artist, we're very attached to our music, you know,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so if I came and it was like, that song you got playing, I don't know if you should have had that as the first. You'd be like, excuse you?
Yep.
But, you know what I mean?
Yep.
You know, so I don't make any judgment. If that's how you was feeling, okay. Either I vibe with it or I don't really vibe with it. And I don't have to tell you that. I just say, all right, that's cool, you know.
So
but I like this.
Speaking of that, who's some of your like favorite artists?
My favorite. I like the oldies because I grew up on the oldies.
Mm-hmm.
I won't say oldies. I like the classics. I like the Patties and the Stephanies and I like Tamia a lot too. I know a lot of people don't say that, but she just has something that I think is a unpronounced or unnoticed extra talent.
That's dope.
A. Marie is another good one. Mary, of course, and Faith.
Faith got some hits.
I love me some Faith. I love me some Faith Evans. Yeah.
Now, I was on my phone scrolling the other day. I ended up on YouTube, and I seen this funny young lady, and I'm like, wait. I thought I knew who she was, but then I ain't know who she was. You know what I mean? She looked like you, or y'all twins, or you got to get into Quita.
Yes.
Right? Am I saying it right?
That's right. Quita the OG. Shout out to Quita the OG. That's my sister. That's my sister, and she is hilarious. With all the stories. So Quita is basically, you remember, I think everybody from that has a neighborhood has that OG that will sit and tell you stories for days,
Mm-hmm.
can share and swear they was everywhere with everybody for every event, right? And you know, like I was there. She's always got some story. She was there when Patti LaBelle sang the song. Tina Turner used to be a stripper. You know what I mean? And it's just like you love them, but you don't know. Half the time you don't know if those are true or not. You know what I mean? And I think Quita kind of represents that for everyone.
That's dope. That's dope. Make sure y'all check Quita out, man. I was watching those videos. She
Straight
had
comedy.
me dying. We're gonna interview Quita. Make sure you get that word out here. You need to come up here.
I'll definitely let her know.
Now, question of the day. I was always reach out to some people, let them know who I got coming, and then actually somebody, you know, they hit me back and they was like, "Oh, I was at a show and I seen her singing, but she was singing with the dude from 5 Heartbeats." So they was like, "Yo, Ask her like how did she meet him? You know, his name is Leon.
Leon.
But
Leon,
you know,
yeah.
even me, I always call him Five Heartbeats
Right,
because that
right.
movie just so classic. But
Right.
how'd you meet him? How'd y'all start singing? Can you just give us a little brief history on? Yeah.
That's great. Again, referral. Somebody knew. Somebody was in the. Well, there's another background singer by the name of Malisa who was singing with him. I didn't even know he had a band. I didn't know he sang.
Yeah.
And I was she called me and she's like, listen, I know that you're a soprano. You have a wide range, and we're looking for a background singer in this band I'm in. I'm like, that sounds cool. I join a band or whatever. And so she was like, now I sang with bands previously, but she was like, yeah, like we're in it. If this is the band we're gonna be in. I said, well, who is it? She said, oh, it's Leon. And I'm like, from like, right? So she's like, oh, Five Heartbeats. I was like, stop playing. You so silly. And she's like, again, I'm like, stop playing. Right?
I'd be.
And she says, no, seriously. I was like, he sings? I didn't know. She's like, yeah, and look it up. And I said, okay. And she's saying, call me back and let me know if you want to do it. I came to rehearsal, and he was like, so we're going to do this, that, and that. And I was like, oh, am I in it? And he was like, of course. So. And the rest is history. We're out touring, we just did City Winery, and we got a lot more.
What's the name of the group?
It's Leon and the Peoples.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's one of your favorite songs or shows that y'all did? Well, that's two questions. So your favorite show that y'all did so far, and then what song?
I would say my favorite show was probably Sony Hall. We have a great time when we do Sony Hall.
Sony Hall, legendary.
I'm bugging. We did the Time Joiner Cruise. We did the Time Joiner Cruise, and that was amazing. Yeah, that was amazing. We did, I think, a week. We were on that cruise, and I met so many wonderful people. It was us, Alicia Keys, Usher, and a bunch of people. But Frankie Beverly, Mays, it was great. It was awesome. Mm-hmm.
You've been in some dope spaces.
Hey, I'm trying. I'm out here. I'm outside. And I did your show, so I'm super blessed.
How to Beat the Streets. Salute.
Okay.
Now this part of the show, it's called Mama Love Gems. I think everybody, mother gives the dopest advice, the greatest gems ever. And it's always cool when I hear different people, share something that their mother shared with them that always stuck with them. And as a whole, one day when we look at all these episodes, someone can make a book out of the gems that people share from their mom. So what's your Mama Love gem?
Ooh. My mom was a special mom. So a lot of her gems had to do with staying away from boys. Yeah, it's like just stay away from them, like they ain't no good. But my dad, I'm a daddy's girl, and I know it's Mama Love gem, but I'm gonna have to give you a daddy love gem.
Now you're giving me a new idea, man. Yeah. Salute to the fathers out there. My fault, y'all.
Yeah, I miss my dad, but he was the one who kind of taught me how to maneuver, like in these streets, and how to, because he was a character, well loved by everyone, but he didn't play, and he was known for that. And one of the things he would say is like, you don't ever what's the word I'm looking for? Pursue a man. If he wants you, he'll know. When he's ready, he's coming to get you.
Gems.
So, yeah.
Both of your parents, they wasn't playing.
Yeah.
Stay away from these guys.
Yeah, get away from them,
Now, for the Putting You On segment, is there a book, movie, podcast, show, something that just gets you in that, right space as far as motivation, positivity? It could be a book, quote, movie, anything that, every time you hear it, listen to it or whatever, it always puts you in that positive space.
That's a good question. Meditation.
Meditation overall.
How
do you meditate? I don't know how to meditate.
It's taking a minute for yourself. Whether that minute be 30 minutes, an hour, you're taking a minute for yourself. You're putting away everything. You're blocking out everything. You're not even thinking about anything. You're just focusing on yourself, centering yourself. And this is what, because I'm the type of person, like, if too many things are coming at me at one time, I'm like, all right, F all of y'all. You know what I'm saying? F all of that and give me a second. So I have to do that in order to not get overwhelmed. So, yeah, meditation, yoga. I
That's
do
dope.
yoga as well.
Now, it seemed like so far, just from hearing bits and pieces of your story based on this conversation we had, like maybe you got told to eat book, you're gonna have to put this in a film. You know what I mean? And if your life was a movie, what you think would be the 3 key takeaways that everybody would kind of like walk away with?
Walk away. Don't be afraid to speak up for yourself. Protect yourself, right? Because people will always try and test you. Everywhere you go, people are trying to test you. They're trying to see what they can get away with. Unfortunately, that's just the world we live in, right? I would say be nice, but don't be a pushover. You know what I mean?
Need that.
You know, because I found myself in a lot of, I was raised, we were nice to each other. I didn't know that in other families that wasn't.
Wolves out here in New
yeah,
York.
you know what I mean? So when I'm smiling at, they're like, that can be taken as so many different things. And, you know, even Boogie sometimes tells me, like, relax. I know you're all nice and everything, but sometimes you just got to chill, you know? I'm like, I don't know what that means. Like, so sit back. And I would say, what's for you is for you. What God has for you is for you. And then nobody, nothing, no situation, nobody can take that away from you, because it's going to be a lot of people hating on you and trying to block your blessings, but they can't. They can't, even if it seems like that at the moment. It might be another door. You go right around that corner, and there's a whole nother blessing.
That's dope.
You know what I mean?
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Now, let the people know, where they could find you, your music, what you got going on, coming up.
Okay. Again, Monia Amore. I got my song, my latest single, At the End of the Day, featuring the legendary Smooth B, is out now on all platforms. I'm Monia Amore on all social media. What I've got coming up, I've lots of shows. You can see me with Leon and the Peoples. We're doing our tour, and also I'm doing more music in the new year. I got some hot stuff coming out, and a surprise in terms of visuals. So the remixes, yes. Oh, the remix by DJ S1. Sorry, how can I forget?
Fire.
Shout out to DJ S1.
Salute.
He did the remix to At the End of the Day. His son is actually featured as the dancer in the video. You check it out. It's so dope. Shout out to Cool DJ Red Alert. Also, he be rocking my stuff in the clubs, and you hear it on radio. Shout out to WBLS for playing it. All of the whole WBLS family, and just 95 North is also a crew that DJ S1 has put together. It consists of me and Chip Fu, Tracy Lee, and a few other, and who? And Scoob Lover. Oh my God.
Fire. That's what's
Shout
up.
out to 95 North, y'all.
Salute. Yeah. And there y'all have it, man. The dope interview, Monia Amore.
Thank you for having me. This was dope. You got the whole beginning.
That's the movie, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Turn me up.
Hey.
We grew up close and we were each other's day one. Did everything together, couldn't tell us none. You were my sister and you know I held down. You acting different when these people come around. They try to break us cause they're jealous of our bond. You fell into the lies and now the love is gone. But you're my family and I'll always wish you well. No matter what we're going through, it never
At the
fails.
end of the day,
Love will see us through. It's all up to you.
with your heart and not your head.